Hey everybody, welcome to Skills on Sunday for November 15th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Now today on Skills on Sunday, we're going to talk about Polearm Mastery. Now what is Polearm Mastery? Let's think about our party that we always check in on these weekday visits that we have together. So, Fred the Fighter has never met a weapon he didn't like, but he especially likes polearms. And he is a master of the pike. What is a pike? Pike is a spear on the end of a 15-foot pole. Now, a lot of people would look at that and they go, wow, how unwieldy. Thing's heavy, it's slow, you gotta have a lot of room to maneuver it. How would anybody ever do anything with that? But not Fred the Fighter. Fred the Fighter knows how versatile polearm is. Not only can he use that pike to stab through one enemy and into another enemy, but he can also whirl it around up high and down low to knock his enemies off of their mounts onto the ground, or to take their legs out from underneath them and knock them prone. And so, today, we're going to look at what the Polearm Master feat gives you in D&D and where it has come from. Alright, so, back in original D&D, they came up with a concept of weapon mastery. So this has been there since the beginning. Now, every character automatically knows how to use the weapons that are available for their character class, and the classes have more or fewer weapons available to them depending on how much they are envisioned to be a frontline fighter. And as you can see here, the fighters can choose mastery in up to 4 weapons at level 1, while all other classes can choose mastery in up to 2 weapons at level 1. And it goes all the way up to max level, 36 level. For fighters, they can have mastery in up to 15 weapons, while other classes can have mastery up to 10 weapons. Now, there are some classes, such as magic users, that never even are allowed to have as many as 10 weapons that they can even use available to their class, according to the rules as written in this edition. So, it's, saying that they are able to get mastery, that's a theoretical limit for some classes. Now, you can get bonuses on your attack rolls with weapon mastery, from a bonus of +0 to +5, depending on the level of mastery that you do. Now, it implies that you have 4 points that you can put into weapon mastery at first level, but it's not as simple as that, because you actually have to spend in-game time, game time, which doesn't mean during the session, but it means, downtime. You have to spend time, and you have to spend a significant amount of gold in order to be trained to raise your mastery. And in order to afford that, you have to go to somebody who is a greater skill level than you are in order to raise your skill. And so, for instance, if you're unskilled, you can go to somebody who's skilled or expert to get basic training, and that's a certain amount. But when you become a master, you have to go find a grandmaster, and that costs a lot more. Sort of in the real world, like if you think of college, you think of the tuition for an undergraduate degree is a certain amount of money that you have to pay. But then if you want to go for an advanced degree, like let's say a medical degree, or if you want to get your MD, if you want to get um, P- uh, your law degree or something like that, it's a lot more money to pay for that additional expertise. The same goes for weapon expertise. And here's where we get um, to the time required and the cost per week. So if you want to gain basic level of mastery, you have to train for 1 week, and it costs you 100 gold for that week to do that. So while you theoretically have those 4 slots available as a first level character, you probably don't have enough money to pay after you buy all of your equipment. You don't have enough money to pay for that training right off the bat. You have to go out and adventure some and get some money before you can pay to even get the basic level of mastery. Um, then it's 2 weeks to get skilled, 250 per week, so a total of 500. Expert is 4 weeks at 500, so 2,000 to get that. Um, Master is 8 weeks, 750. So 1,500 times 4, that's 6,000 gold. And then Grandmaster is 12 weeks at 1,000, so 12,000 um, gold pieces to become a Grandmaster in a weapon, uh, just to get from Master to Grandmaster. So that is what they did, and then they even went further, and you had a percentage roll. So if you wanted to find somebody who was a um, basic level of competency to train you from none to basic, they would have a 60% chance to succeed. Now look at this: if you're a master and you go to a grandmaster, they only have a 20% chance. So you could pay that 12,000 gold, spend those 12 weeks, have a bad roll on your chance of success, and which means that it's higher than 20, and then all that 12,000 is just gone, and you have to do the training all over again because you didn't get to grandmaster. So yeah, so that's um, pretty good. So that was very detailed, all the way back in original D&D. So this is a thing that you can say, like if you don't think fifth edition is crunchy enough, you could go all the way back to this edition and do something like this if you want to institute it for your players in your game. To say this is how you have to go about training to get bonuses with your weapons. All right, first edition didn't have any kind of feats or any sort of skills like that. Second edition brought in proficiencies, and so you have weapon proficiencies, and basically weapon proficiencies um, give you specialization with the weapons, and um, you have you get you get increased attacks per round. So if you are a fighter level 1 through 6 and you specialize in a weapon, you can get 3 attacks every 2 rounds, which means that first round you get 2 attacks, second round you get 1 attack, third round you get 2 attacks, second round you get 1 attack. A light crossbow is one one attack every 1 round. A heavy crossbow, 1 attack every 2 rounds. Thrown dagger is 3 every round. Thrown dart is 4 every round. And non-bow missiles is 3 attacks per 2 rounds. Then level 7 through 12, that bumps up. And then level 13 and above, it bumps up yet again. So now this heavy crossbow, back in the day, heavy crossbows had this thing where you could not fire that every round because it was envisioned as this big heavy thing that in order to reset it, you would have to ground the front of the weapon, step on the weapon, and then pull the thing all the way back to reset the tension on the spring, and then load the bolt, and then pull the trigger. And so that would take at least one round to reset and load the weapon, so you couldn't use it every round. That's why heavy crossbows were always, um, they could do a lot of damage, but they were a little bit impractical in the early editions of the game. So then in 3rd edition, Feats proper came into the game, and there were Feats were like Lego bricks in 3rd edition. You would have to assemble different feats together in order to get really special advantages. So the first thing you would do is you would choose a weapon focus, and so we could call it a polearm, or in this case they call it a great axe. Now, before you do that, you have to have proficiency in the weapon. So you would make sure that your class had proficiency, and you have a base attack bonus of +1. So the benefit of getting the focus is you gain an additional +1 on all attacks you make using the special weapon. Gain this feat multiple times. It does not stack. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new type of weapon. So weapon specialization is you choose one type of weapon for which you already have selected a weapon focus feat. So you have to take weapon focus, then you take weapon specialization. And then proficiency, weapon focus, and fighter of 4th level. Now you gain a +2 bonus on all damage rolls you make using the selected weapon. So once you have weapon focus, you get the +1 attack and weapon specialization. Now you get a +2 damage. Take this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack. Okay, so once you have those, then you can go to greater weapon focus, which means you have to have weapon focus and a fighter of 8th level. So you gain an additional +1 bonus on all attack rolls. So now that is a +2 on your attack rolls to go with your +2 on damage that you had before. And greater weapon specialization, you have to have proficiency, greater weapon focus, and weapon specialization, and fighter level 12. So now you have another +2 bonus. Pardon me. Another +2 bonus on damage. So now you have +2 on your attacks and +4 on your damage that you make with the weapon. So that is your greater weapon specialization. And that's what they did in 3rd edition. Now in 4th edition, you had weapon proficiency. So you gain proficiency with a single weapon of your choice, and you have to, every time you take it, use on another weapon. Weapon focus is a specific weapon group, such as spears or heavy blades. That could also include polearms. So you gain a +1 feat bonus to your damage roll. At 11th level, that becomes +2, and at 21st becomes +3. And it just means that you can take this feat more than once, but every time you take it, you have to choose a different weapon group. And then from the Player's Handbook 2 in 4th edition, you have weapon expertise. So you choose a weapon group. You gain an additional +1 bonus to attack rolls with any weapon power you use with a weapon for that group. Bonus increases to +2 at 15th and +3 at 25th. So take this feat more than once, and you choose another weapon group. So that was how you would assemble your feats in 4th edition. Now, 5th edition, Polearm Master. You keep your enemies at bay with reach weapons. You gain the following benefits. When you take the attack action and attack with only a glaive, halberd, quarterstaff, or spear, you can use a bonus action to make a melee attack with the opposite end of the weapon. This attack uses the same ability modifier as the primary attack. Weapon's damage die for this attack is D4, and it deals bludgeoning damage. And then while you're wielding a glaive, halberd, pike, quarterstaff, or spear, or other creatures provoke an opportunity attack from you when they enter your reach. So normally, opportunity attacks are when people leave your threatened space. Polearm Master lets you take an opportunity attack when they enter your weapon space. So you get to double your number of opportunity attacks, attack them when they enter your space, and attack them when they leave your space. So that's a really good feature about the Polearm Master feat. All right, well that is going to do it for our discussion of the Polearm Master feat. And if you are if you have been following us for a while, and if you like what we're doing here on the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, click the post notification bell so that you too get notified every time a new piece of content drops. And we hope that we will see you back here next week for Skills on Sunday, and join us during the week for our live streams over on the Twitch channel. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and hope you have a wonderful day. Good night, everyone.